Gorilla Tag, a game that took the internet by storm. From chaotic lobbies to insane parkour, it's all about movement, creativity, and pure fun. But what if we took it a step further? What if we took the game out of VR and brought it into real life? Well, today we're making Gorilla Tag's most popular props in real life. So sit back, relax, and stick to the end. So for the first item of the video, we are going to be making the orb. The Gorilla Tag orb can be found inside of the ghost reactor. This is an orb. You can get orbs in the game by killing monsters or finding them in the radioactive plants. But enough yapping, let's just get straight into making the orb in real life. To get the 3D model I needed for the orb, I hopped into Tinkercad. If you don't know what Tinkercad is, it's basically this website where that you can build your own 3D models. And inside of Tinkercad, there's a list of shapes that you can pick from. And the exact shape of the orb was already in that list, which was pretty convenient. So I grabbed that, exported the project, and hopped onto my printer. Now to paint the actual orb, we're gonna need two colors. We're gonna need purple and pink. But luckily I have those two colors, so let's just get straight to painting. Behind me you can see a time lapse of me painting, and painting this orb was actually kind of hard because I had to put multiple coats of purple paint on this orb because the base was white. But after a bunch of bases, we started with the pink. And after more and more painting, this is what the orb looks like. So this is the final orb. In my opinion, it looks really cool. This was honestly a very fun item to make. The only hard part about painting this was putting on multiple layers, but other than that, it was a pretty easy item to make. But anyways, this is also the first and easiest item that we're going to be making. Now let's get on to the second item. For the second item, I wanted to pick something very popular in Gorilla Tag. Shiny rocks. Now, normally I would just head straight onto Sketchfab and grab the model from there. But for some reason, my Sketchfab didn't work. So I had to hand model it. Now that I was done 3D modeling these, I could start printing. The shiny rocks took about 2 hours to print. After 3D printing them, I ran into a problem. So at first, I didn't know how to paint them. Because shiny rocks are different than the normal crystals in Gorilla Tag. They're not just one solid color. This is what a normal Gorilla Tag crystal looks like, and as you can see, it's just completely orange. And these are shiny rocks. As you can see, they have multiple colors. But then my big brain thought of an idea. What if I had a base coat of color to every shiny rock, and then just individually draw every color on the shiny rocks? And this is what the final shiny rocks look like.
Item price 1,000 shiny rocks.
We have finally finished the second item, the shiny rocks. Honestly, I think they turned out pretty good. I really like the way they turned out because they don't look like crystals, they actually look like the shiny rocks. I think I did a pretty good job painting these. Honestly, I don't think these shiny rocks would have turned out well if I just painted them the base color. I think the squares on top of the shiny rocks make it look much more like shiny rocks. This was a very cool item to make, but let's get on to the final item. Because like the final item can't be that hard to make. Right? Right? So for the final item of the day, we're going to be making Doug the Bug. Doug the Bug is the bug that you can find in Gorilla Tag's forest. He's very well known and definitely isn't camera shy because every time you try to record, he pops up in your footage. But anyways, enough yapping, let's get straight into it. First up, we're gonna need the model. Now sadly, I'm not that good at 3D modeling yet to make a whole Doug the Bug, so we're just gonna have to grab it from Sketchfab. Model, check. But now we're gonna have to 3D print the Doug the Bug, which will take about 3 hours. But that's when I ran into a problem. I had to print Doug multiple times, because I messed up the 3D file, so I had to print it a few more times. But after trial and error, it eventually worked. There we go, we just finished 3D printing Doug the Bug, and here's what he looks like. So here's the 3D printed Doug the Bug. Honestly, I think he turned out pretty cool, but as you can see, he doesn't have paint yet. So we're gonna have to paint him. Next up, we're gonna have to paint him. Right now, I am painting Doug. First paint job, I used purple, pink, green, white, black, yellow, and brown. This guy was as hard to paint as the orb. It was pretty hard because I had to put on multiple coats, but other than that, it was pretty easy. But after painting, it was finally done. So here is the final Doug the Bug. Wait a minute. Before I show you guys what Doug looks like, make sure to like and subscribe, because these videos take quite a while to make, and I wouldn't be able to make these videos without your support. So make sure to hit that subscribe button. Here it is, Doug the Bug is all finished. I think I did a pretty good job making him. Overall, I think he looks pretty close to the original Doug the Bug. The only part I had trouble at was 3D printing him because I didn't slice the file right. But overall, I think he looks really cool and I really like him. And that's gonna be about it for this video. I had a lot of fun making this one. And I hope you guys like this video too. And it also took a really long time, so please make sure to like and subscribe. So I guess I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.